Animals come in all shapes and sizes to survive. And humans are no exception. I'm bringing a class of 6th graders face to face with some wild things, thanks to Microsoft technology.
We are able to connect with each other virtually and globally. So it's nice to see what other teachers are doing in different countries and how they're using it.
At the Tuckerton Elementary School in New Jersey, Carl Jubelhauer inspires his students by bringing the world to his classroom.
Every teacher lives to create that aha moment when you see the little light bulbs going on over their heads. And that's what this technology allows.
We play a geography game called Mystery Skype.
You guys ready to explore with Richard Weiss?
Yeah!
The kids need to figure out where I am.
Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Okay, who's got the first question?
Are you in the northern hemisphere?
I'm in the northern hemisphere, yes.
Circle the top one.
Where could I be? Where could I be?
Are you in North America?
Yes, I'm in North America.
Are you in one of the original 13 colonies?
I am not in one of the original 13 colonies.
Mark your maps, narrow down what your choices could be.
Is it hot where you are?
It's a little cooler today than normal, but yes. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a hint, though. I am in the Sunshine State.
Okay, guys, go ahead and Bing, what is the Sunshine State?
Is your state Florida?
Yes, Ben, you're right.
Nice job, Ben.
In fact, we're in Palm Beach County, Florida, and it's not only stunningly beautiful, but you have about 50 miles of beaches here. You have incredible wildlife. And speaking of wildlife, I'm in an area called Lion Country Safari. And the reason why Lion Country Safari is able to have animals that are not native to Florida, like African animals, is that its year-round temperature is around 75 degrees. So these animals are able to adapt to this type of environment.
One important adaptation is when animals live together in groups for safety and food.
And you know, there's so many colorful names for groups. You have coalition of cheetahs, you'll have a colony of penguins, you'll have a school of fish. Does anybody know what a school of children is called? A class. Can anybody Bing and give me some other groupings of animals?
A group of crows is called a murder of crows.
A litter of bears?
A roll of armadillos.
An army of caterpillars.
Some animals can store food and water to survive or camouflage themselves to escape from predators. But the giraffe, the tallest land animal, can reach food where others can't.
In fact, does anybody want to meet a giraffe? Yeah! This is Brian Dowling.
He doesn't look like a giraffe.
Brian is the general curator of Lion Country Safari.
And this is Cupid.
One of the things that you notice right away on Cupid is Cupid's tongue.
Probably 14 to 18 inches long, and it really helps him to strip leaves off of branches. An animal this size probably eats about 70 to 80 pounds a day. So he's got to be pretty efficient at taking those leaves off the tree.
You'll notice that the tongue is blackish.
So it has a darker pigmentation so that his tongue doesn't get sunburnt. It spends so much time outside of his mouth.
Cupid likes me.
He likes to eat, you can see.
I think probably the most dominant feature that you'll notice on a giraffe is his neck.
And it helps give it an advantage by having that long neck and be able to reach heights that other animals can't to get to food that other animals can't reach.
About how heavy is a giraffe when it's born?
They're about 150 to 175 pounds at birth and about 6 feet tall.
A giraffe's long legs are a powerful defense.
They actually can protect themselves quite easily from a lion by kicking them to death.
Yes, they can kick with all 4 of their legs, and they can kick in any direction. So that's also why we're standing elevated and not on the ground down around the feet of a giraffe. You know, as docile as he appears, he actually is a very dangerous animal.
I think within the large mammal group, that giraffes are one of the animals that sleep the least.
When they sleep, it's kind of like daydreaming. They just stand there and they stare off, and you can't even tell that they're sleeping.
It's like 6th graders in class.
Coming up next, rhino horns in action.
To learn more about how our sponsor, Microsoft, is inspiring students and empowering educators, connect with us on Facebook.
I'm in Florida, face to face with some wild animals, and I've brought a class of students on a virtual field trip.
I want to show you something that is so impressive. Come on over and meet.
This is our southern white rhinoceros herd. We have 12 rhinos in our herd. You can see our baby. She's not even a year old yet. She's about 10 months old right now. She weighs over 1,000 pounds already.
Over 1,000 pounds.
We're talking about the great adaptations that animals make to survive. And these horns are impressive.
Their numbers are dwindling, not necessarily for loss of habitat, though that is one of the reasons. It's because poachers are going after rhinoceros horns, which are worth more than their weight in gold.
You can see, if you look at the horn real closely, you see
I know.
It's like got bristles on it.
Bristles.
Because it's like made out of like compressed hair.
Pretty impressive horns, but it's so sad to think that this is the reason why they're being poached, is for this. Many people, think they could use for medicine or for decorations.
About how thick do you think a rhino's skin can be?
Probably about 1.5 inches thick. And if you actually feel that hide in that location, it feels a lot like armor. You see how they kind of push and shove and spar with each other? That thick skin is a defense mechanism. It helps to protect them. These animals have horns and they push and shove a lot.
I have to admit, guys, that having 2 rhinos sort of nose to nose, only a few feet from me, is a little intimidating.
That's the grandma just pushing one of the younger ones away. Her name is Alice. She's a 50-year-old rhinoceros, and the rhinos only live about 40 years. So she's a really old lady.
It's a good thing rhinos have poor eyesight because they're a little close for comfort.
Can rhinos see all colors?
Actually, I don't think rhinos see much at all. I think that's probably one of their weakest senses that they have is their eyesight.
These rhinos are habituated, which means they're comfortable around people.
But they're actually very friendly animals. They like touch. They touch each other a lot. They're always rubbing and laying together. And so they don't mind being scratched.
Some animals have friendships with other animals that benefit both species.
Can anybody tell me what animal has a symbiotic relationship with a rhinoceros?
While you're looking that up, symbiotic means that the two animals are going to help each other out. One needs the other in order to survive.
The oxpecker bird?
Oxpecker is the right answer. And if you go to Africa, you'll often see them perched on the rump, on the hind quarters of the rhino, picking off ticks.
Yep.
And, Brian, thank you so much. Lion Country Safari was really cool.
I have so much affection for these animals, and I feel like it's my obligation to them to help produce that next generation of conservationists that will care for these animals.
And you, my friends, are a smart class. I see you as being that next generation. And so I'd like to give you a big thumbs up.
My students were really excited to be that close to the animals. It's an experience that they don't often get, but that's the beauty of having Skype in the classroom. That's the beauty of being able to use a technology to bring the world to them when they can't go out to the world.